right, we are back for another edition of the Weighing Interjection Show, the show that actually brings out the best in Josh Thompson, as he would say. It's a total lie. It brings out the best in both of us, and we are going to come up with some amazing anecdotes and predictions for the future. Let's go.
This is the show where I always win, and my matchmaking today is going to be the best over Big John McCarthy. You guys just tune in and watch. Enjoy the show.
You'd probably pick
Podcast
James
Dave.
Toney as the best MMA boxer, too.
No. I would never do such a foolish thing. Don't call me DC. Come on,
Let's go.
Let's go, buddy. What do you got, Podcast Dave?
Let's get into the first topic. Who should be Nate Diaz's last fight in the UFC?
John, I can tell you who it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be Chimaev. That's who it shouldn't be. It should not be him. The problem is if he doesn't take that fight, which the UFC is going to try to get him to take the fight, that's going to extend his contract for another 4 to 6 months. And they're going to continue to keep offering him that guy. When he turns it down again, they're going to continue to keep doing it and keep extending him. Honestly, I really believe that he probably should wait until Conor comes back and have Conor and him be the last fight. I don't know if that'll happen. I think it's a big money fight, but that also may be something that gets him to sign another contract. If you want to fight Conor, we need to have you sign another 4-fight deal with us. That might be the incentive to keep him in the UFC.
Yeah, but is that Conor fight at 155 where Conor's at, or at 170 where Nate has been fighting? Because right now, Conor's not fighting in the 170-pound weight class. He's a 155er. You're talking about two different weight classes. Look at the fight that he's going to end up taking is Chimaev. That's the fight that they're going to give him. That's the fight that he's going to have to take, and that's the fight that he's going to have to win if he wants to go out with a win, or that's the fight he's going to have to do his best in. He's going against a guy that's a great wrestler, something he doesn't like actually fighting, and he's going against a guy that's going to fight off a lot of his submission attempts, but he has the ability in the stand-up to do well, and on the ground with his submissions. I like the fight. Take it.
If they offer him somebody like a Conor, that will potentially get him another 4-fight contract. That's what they do.
Possibly.
You know. Next.
All right, let's get into topic number 2. Is Colby revealing Masvidal's injury fair play or foul play?
Foul play, John. Foul play. Just those are things that you just got to keep between the gym and the. I know they don't train together anymore, but what's the point? Look, an injury is an injury. I just think it's a little shady. But look, Colby's been known to do this type of shit, so this is just adds to what he does. It just stirs the pot, just keeps the kettle going, like all the kettle going, and just he knows what he's doing. But overall, at the end of the day, he's going to heal up. He's going to be back. He's going to fight. That's the biggest thing.
Fair play. Totally fair play. If you are Colby Covington, you have moved on from ATT. You've moved on from a guy that you actually used to live with in Masvidal. You have moved on from all of that stuff. Everything that you know, everything that happens, and all of the interactions that they have had now where they have zinged at each other back and forth. To sit there and say it's foul play, to say, oh, this is what happened. He broke his ribs, and he was doing this. And no, it's total fair play because that guy is a competitor. He is the opposition. He is the enemy. And if I can get under his skin like Colby is doing, that is what Colby is there for. Good job, Colby Covington. You can say those things because you don't work out with him.
He ain't getting under his skin. George don't give a shit about that stuff. Come on, man.
Dude, like the little things going up inside. Oh.
Street judo don't care about that stuff. Come on now. Next.
All right, let's get into topic number 3. We're going to play matchmaker. You guys are going to create fights from current rosters, one from Bellator, one from UFC each. Let's go.
Boom. I'll go first. My first one would be in the 135-pound weight class because I love that weight class right now. It is on fire. And I'm not even going in the top 15. I'm going UFC. I want to see Adrian Yanez against the guy that doesn't want to fight anybody in that top 15 because he's not getting paid enough. Sugar Sean O'Malley against Adrian Yanez. I think it would be a blast to watch those two fight. That's the fight I'd want to see.
You caught me off guard with that one. That was a good one.
All right.
That was a sleeper. I tip my hat to that, buddy. Nice work.
Thank you very
Great
much.
job. I'm going to go with the UFC as well for the first one. And I'm going to say, I had to write it down because my memory's not that great. So, I'm actually going to go to the 115 with the women, though. So I'm going to say Mackenzie Dern and Carla Esparza. I want to see that fight because now Carla Esparza won't be able to utilize her wrestling because she does not want to be on the ground with her. She's going to have to stand. And we saw that Mackenzie Dern's wrestling is not all that good and potentially can't get this fight to the ground against Carla Esparza. And so you're going to see the two of them having to stand and duke it out. That's really what I want to see. I want to see if Carla Esparza is going to be able to keep these fights on the feet. Because if she does win that fight, she should already be next in line for a title shot. But the UFC said they got something else in the works. So why not fight someone like that to prove, hey, I can stand, I can keep the fight on the feet, I can do all these things. They want to see the adjustments that she's made on the feet if she's going to fight someone like a Rose. That's what they're waiting for. So why not put her in that type of fight where she's going to be forced to stand instead of getting takedowns and just dominate people from her wrestling?
Good point. All right, I'm going to go towards Bellator now, and I'm going to say I want to see. There's a new champion in Patricky Pitbull Friday. I think the champion should be fighting a guy named Alexander Shabley. I think Shabley would be a great matchup. They would both stand there and bang. They both have power. It would be a fun fight. It would be an explosive fight. That should be the new champion's first title defense.
Well, Shabley's got a fight coming up that they have announced, but I think after that fight, if he does come away, I can see that fight having fun. I mean, they match up very well for fun. Definitely a fun fight. I'm going to go to Bellator as well for the second one. I'm going to go with, I'm looking at my hand again, by the way. So I'm going to go with Rafion Stotts versus Horiguchi. I think stylistically they match up very well.
I was going to say that. I love that fight. That's beautiful. No, it was beautiful.
If Horiguchi gets the win over Pettis, I would like to see Rafion Stotts because his style of wrestling could nullify Horiguchi's wrestling. Possibly. Horiguchi's fast on the striking along with mixing into the takedown. His transition from striking to wrestling is probably one of the best, if not the best in the game. And Pico's pretty damn good as well, by the way. But his style of what he does, and he's been doing it for a long time, he's definitely groomed it. It's gotten a lot better. But to see what I've seen from Rafion Stotts and what he did to Magomedov, who, by the way, has a win over Peter Yan as well, was his first win, is pretty much his only win. I mean, his only loss, his real only loss. But Magomedov was nullified by Rafion Stotts' wrestling as well as his striking. And I would like to see how Horiguchi deals with someone like a Rafion Stotts. Plus, Rafion Stotts, I know you're listening to this because you listen to us and you've made it very public. You listen to us that we don't give you enough credit. So I'm here to give you some credit. I'd like to see you get that fight, man, because I think there's a good chance you get that win, buddy.
Oh.
All right. Let's take this back to get into topic number 4. Whose verbal game is better, Conor's or Chael's?
This is not even close. This is not even close. Chael P. Sonnen, are you out of your damn mind? Chael P. Sonnen's game, his verbal game is probably the best I think I've ever seen in my life. Name me somebody else's verbal game who's better than his. Name me somebody.
There's nobody. As far as an MMA, look, let's be honest. Conor's got his way of doing things.
Stick.
But Conor's isn't so much a stick. Conor's is a belief, and it's an actual, he believes everything he's saying is true. Chael knows I'm full of shit, and I'm just going to say it. Chael knows, I know exactly what I'm going to be saying, and I know that there's no truth to it at all, but it's going to be good, and it's going to get attention, and that's what a true shit talker, a true guy who can just absolutely stir the pot with his words. I have seen Chael take guys and break them just with the press conference and the things he says about them. Conor can do the same thing to a point, but his is quicker as far as being closer to the truth.
Well, you got to remember, Conor's is emotional.
Yes.
He gets that emotion involved. Chael has no emotion.
Zero emotion.
He gives zero fucks about what he's saying, and he doesn't care what you say back. It slides off his back.
Yep.
Next.
Topic number 5. Volkanovski versus Henry Cejudo right now. Who wins?
Volkanovski wins. Let's just be honest right now. Look, this is what happens when time goes by and you have not been in the game. I love Henry Cejudo. I think he's fantastic. I think he's great for the sport. I think it's a shame that he's not fighting right now. But if he comes back and he fights Volkanovski right off the bat, that is a bad matchup because Volkanovski has proved he is a bad man. He is tough as hell. There is no quitting in him. You don't hurt him on the feet. Can Cejudo take him off the feet? Yeah, but can he keep him there? I'm not too sure he can keep him there. And so it's going to end up on the feet. Right now, it is Alexander Volkanovski who gets that win.
Look,
you know it's the
there's
truth.
There's no way I'm going against Triple C, baby. There's just no way. There's no way I can go against Triple C. He's going to be the quadruple C when he is done with Alexander
Quad
Volkanovski.
C, baby.
Nice, the quad C. I like
Quad
that.
C.
The quad C. I like that. The quad C. Look, I agree with you in terms of the duration of being away from the sport. That's definitely going to hinder him a lot. But the wrestling aspect, I think, that's never going to leave him. He's got to fine tune it a little bit in camp. But I think he's be able to take him down. I don't know if he'll be able to control him on the ground. The striking, though, is a very interesting game because Henry will be the faster fighter for once. Fighting someone like a Volkanovski, he will be faster. He'll put everything together pretty well. It's just the time off. I agree with you in that part that gives me a little skepticism.
Yeah.
Well, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this show. We want to thank you guys. Make sure you guys follow us on our Clips channel as well. This is the only place that this show drops. We do not put this on our main channel, our weighing in channel. This is only on our Clips channel.
Our extra channel.
Button.
It's our extra channel. It is extra. We don't have clips.
Extra.
We've got extra for you.
You want to know why we call it the extra? Because John is extra on this show.
He's extra large.
Like most women in my life, they're all extra. That's John right there. He's the extra in my life. All right, guys. Look, we have a great time doing this show. It's just for you guys. It is an extra show for you guys on this channel. Hit the bell and the notification so you guys know when it drops. It drops sometimes on Wednesdays and sometimes mainly it drops on Thursdays. So make sure you guys hit that bell and the subscription button. We want to thank you guys so much. And John, take us off there, buddy.
Hey, I just want to tell you, hey, we've got some great interviews coming in. Special people like Sean Brady that Josh talked about, and a special surprise guest coming up. So stay tuned, keep listening, and we will see you